So the first one I'd say that I think most people know that I use a lot is tremolo. I've always loved harmonic tremolo. It's just warmer, rounder than your typical choppy. But sometimes a track calls for that choppy Western kind of, I love tremolo also at the very end of the chain because it feels like it's an amp trem. And that's, in my opinion, that's how trem should sound. It should sound like it's coming from the amp, so nothing is coming after it. I feel like when a trem is too early in a chain and things are behind it, it gets a lot crunchier and it starts to take all the thing. When it's too close to the drives, it doesn't act the way it's supposed to. It's supposed to have as much headroom as possible and move air, like in the room. If I turn the depth up, just moves air in that beautiful way. So that's the first one. The second I use quite a bit live is Rotary speaker sound, the Leslie. So for those that don't know what that is, I guess Leslie's originally started for organs. It's essentially like an amplifier for an organ with a spinning, what is that even? Yeah, there's basically a spinning speaker horn, and it gives you this sound. Oh, sorry, I had the trem on still. So oftentimes in, I think, pop and rock music, we've heard it like, works really well for high note arpeggios. I think it's an arpeggio machine. Like if you hear Leslie on any organ by a really good organ player, it's like, that's the sound. On guitar, it's a little different. Everyone, knows it in the guitar world primarily, I would say, because right? I like it more, like I said, arpeggios, it sounds nice. It just gives you air. And sometimes if you get really crazy, I can throw on the fuzz here and go full volume. Just another way to coat your sound in a weird way. So I love Leslie. I use this sound really only on one song. It's a song called Heart by Heart. It's like an envelope filter. I think the envelope filter was really popularized with I Don't Trust Myself, Loving You, that John Mayer song, Off Continuum, and there's a lot of other guys out there like Tom Misch and some others that really have made like heavy envelope filter a part of their sound. Again, I just use it in this one song, and this is the way I have it set from the H9 is a lot more subtle because I use it. The more subtle you are, the more it actually reacts, as opposed to going. You hear that more, right? And then. So it's just a cool, different sound. And I just love experimenting with something different, you know? What's different? If this is a sound that's been used a million times, how can I use it differently and use it in a way that other people haven't used it yet? So that's that sound. Okay, so I'm switching to the therme, which is a delay pedal, but it's also a pitch shifter. And this first sound here is technically a slap delay, but I have the pitch shifting sound up quite high, so it gives you like almost a vibrato sound. It is a vibrato sound. So that's, you know, we have trem, we have Leslie, which is sounds that have like these sound waves that are moving your sound. This is one of them too, but it pitch bends it, so it almost sounds out of tune. But I like it because it sounds like it's two guitars. So off. So for example, there's a song on my new record called Time Can Only Tell, and I used about 20 tracks of guitars, all playing this. Goes on for a while. It just loops those chords. So when we play it live, we're always a trio. So it's like, how can I make this sound just a touch more like it's more than one guitar? It's subtle, but it makes it sound like there's maybe another guitar in the background. If I can add a slap to that, but it kind of just makes it too mushy. So that's vibrato, pitch. The last one I'd say for modulation, why don't we go with I don't know. I mean, there's phaser, there's flanger, there's others that I don't use. I am using this Harmoniser, and the reason I'm using a Harmoniser is there's a new song on the record called I Wish That We Never Met, and it's two guitar parts. I'll just show you first. Going like this. And then another part going. And I did it in multiple octaves. I added Leslie to it, so it's a big sound. But live, I'm just me. And I didn't want to play it in thirds. It just sounded cooler to come up with another way to play it. I actually play it on another guitar, but it's fine. It goes like this. So I have this preset tuned only to the key of G, which I'm playing in. So just diatonic. So it's fun. You can. If I play it in A, it's still tuned to G, so it's not gonna. Some notes will work, but it's not. I only use it for that one hook line, but it's fun to mess around with harmonizers because it's just music is just and guitar. Like you just experiment and find stuff that inspires you. And if you tour and play shows and you've recorded things a certain way and you want to try to replicate things, just have fun and mess around. And this is working for now. It's just enjoyable and just different. It's kind of cool when you. I can go like this in the key of G. I haven't quite done that yet, where it's like slide with a harmonizer, and it's just kind of fun. Just trying different stuff, you know?